Morning, y'all. How we doing? So today we're going to talk about arc length. Today is Thursday, in case you've forgotten, because I know I have been. Hope y'all are doing okay. And we're going to talk about arc length. Now, arc length kind of seems like it was the one most requested lesson that I've seen information on, or that people have been kind of stumbling their way around. So I want to take a quick moment to talk about what we're dealing with here. Not overly complicated today. So arc length is just part of circumference. It's just that part of a circle. So if I've got a circle here, my arc length is just talking about like this portion of it and how long it would take to walk if I had little person walking from here to there. That's all we're dealing with. So it's just part of circumference, and the arc length formula reflects that. So arc length works like this. 2 times pi times the radius times a new idea, a over 360. We already know what r is. R is, of course, our radius. So we'll need to have that. The a here is going to be that thing from yesterday, arc measure. And remember, that's the same as central angle measure, so we can use either one of those interchangeably to make sure we can figure that out. Not overly hard. I've got 2 examples for you today, and that'll be it. First one up, I've got this lovely circle here with a 9 centimeter radius and a 120 degree central angle. Because it's the central angle measure, that also means that it's our arc measure at 120 degrees. And again, our arc length formula is 2 times pi times the radius times that arc measure over 360. And just like we've been doing with the last bit, we are basically just plugging straight into the formula and solving things out. So 2 pi times 9 times 120 over 360. And of course, very simply put, all that has to happen here is you take and you go to your Desmos calculator. I've got to drag in real quick. You go in the Desmos and you just use what we just had. 2 times pi times 9 times our fraction, 120 over 360. And you get 18.84, which pretty much makes sense if you think about it in terms of reducing ideas down. So this would have a circumference of 18 pi, which is something like 36, a little bit bigger than 36, probably 36, 38. So about a third of that is where we're talking about here. And that works out for our 18.84. Sorry, Apple Pencil dead. So this is 18.84 centimeters. We're just talking about length. It's just part of perimeter. So we're only talking about that distance from here to here as that part of circumference, part of our perimeter, basically. So make sure we keep this pretty straightforward. The formula, kind of like we had in trig, the formula looks a little bit like a lot, but it's really straightforward. You just have this part that's circumference, and then this part that tells you how much of the circle you're dealing with. 360 degrees, obviously the amount of degrees in a circle. A, the amount that you're dealing with. All right, one more example. Went with a major arc for this one. So we've got a 300 degree major arc and a 13 kilometer radius. We look at our arc length formula one last time, and that is 2 pi r times a over, not 9, a over 360. And everything just gets plugged straight in. So the 2 pi stays with the formula. Our radius is 13. A is 300 over 360. If you want to simplify just a little bit, remember you can eliminate those zeros off the end of a fraction. If you've got a 0 in the numerator and at the end of the denominator, you can just draw that line straight on through. Jump back into Desmos or calculator of your choice. 2 times pi times 13 times 300 over 360. And your arc length turns out to be 68.06, so we'll call it 68.1. And that pretty much also should make some sense. That's going to be most of our 2 times pi times 13, so 26 times 3, somewhere in the 75 to 80 range. So that should make sense. It's most of that distance. So you guys have an assignment today on Delta Math. Some of you have completed that already using Mr. Delta Math's videos. Some of you have not. Please make sure we're getting that done. Double check in on all the other assignments. Keep in mind that yesterday and the day before you had the CUDA Works. I'm sitting with like 40 people signed up. I got a lot more of you guys. Please make sure we're getting that done. I've been checking in as much as I can to approve those and assign everything out. And the 9 weeks is tomorrow. There will be no new video tomorrow. I guess I accidentally forgot to post an assessment. So have a day to catch up on things. And I will see you all on Zoom appointments this morning and this afternoon. If you've got any questions, we can also talk on Friday. New stuff coming in on Monday. Have a great day.